Good day, grade 11 students. Another day and another learning for all of you. Before we proceed to our lesson that we are going to discuss for today, let's have first a short recap from what we have learned last week. So here it is. Last week, we discussed the 5 criteria in evaluating sources. Those are the relevance, authority, currency, contents, and location of sources. When you do research for your paper or project, you need to cite or document your sources. Your sources are the materials in which you found the information that you used. It does not matter what type of source it is. It can be print or online. It can be an image or a conversation. It can be copyrighted or not. Some examples of sources are books, magazines, newspapers, interviews, music, videos, charts, or graphs. I get on and on, but you get the idea. All of these sources are created by someone. Each work belongs to the person who created it. The work is that person's intellectual property. When you find a useful information, you might be thinking, wait, I found this on the internet. It's free. Why do I need to cite it? Remember, it does not matter where you got the information. It does not matter if you paid for it or not. It does matter that you used someone else's intellectual property. That's why you always have to document or cite your sources. When you document your sources, you give credit to the person whose ideas you used. You need to give credit when you use author's exact words and when you summarize or rewrite their ideas. Not giving credit make it seem like the ideas are your own. If someone used your work, you would want to get credit for it too. Because using information from other people without crediting them is called plagiarism. Another reason to cite is to allow your reader to find your sources for their own use. For example, they may want to read one of your sources to learn even more about the topic. Finally, citing sources lends authority to your work and let your teachers know that you did your research. And showing that you get the ideas from experts make your argument or case stronger. So now that you know the importance of citing sources, let's find out on how to do it. To cite means to identify the sources you use in your work. Basically, you write down the details that will help someone else find the source. For example, if you are going to use the book The Honeybee's Hive, you need to record or write down the following details from the title page and the back of the title page. The author, which is Joyce Markovic's, the complete title, The Honeybee's Hive, A Thriving City, the publisher, Bearport Publishing, and the publication date, 2010. For internet sources, you need to include additional information or details such as the title of the web page and the URL. For example, if you are using the information from this site, the title of the web page is this, and this is the URL. All of the details from one source are called a citation. There are two places where you might include your citations in your paper. Your teacher might require you to give credit for specific ideas and quotations within your paper. This is called in-text citation. And it lists the author's last name and the page number where the information was found in the source. Let's take a look at this example. from a research paper that uses a quote from the book The Honeybee's Hive by Joyce Markovits. It takes billions of bees to pollinate California's almond crop each year, which is a tremendous job to manage. In these words of Joe Traynor, a beekeeper, you're really relieved when it's all over. Markovits, page 26. Notice the in-text citation. It includes the author's last name, Markovits, and the page number of the book, 26, enclosed in a parenthesis. For any research project, you must always include an alphabetized list of all the resources that you use. This list is called reference citation. This is the bibliography or works cited of a paper, and it provides the complete information for each source. Take a look at this example. Let us now proceed to style guides. This citation are governed by rules of style and structure, which generally published as style guides or manuals. Some of the widely used style guides are APA, or what we call the Publication Manual of American Psychological Association. Second, the Modern Language Association Style Guide, or MLA. The third one is the Institute of Electrical and Electronic Engineers, or IEEE. The fourth one is the American Medical Association Manual of Style, or AMA. And the last one is the Chicago Manual Style. There are rules and guidelines for creating proper citations, like what source details must be included and what order to put them in. Based on APA 6th edition, pages 169 up to 1790, basic citation rule, you have to follow the author's latest year of publication method. Although not required, APA encourages you to indicate the page numbers even in paraphrases or summaries. You have to place the period after the citation when it is at the end of the sentence. For a work with one author, here is our examples. And for two authors, take a look at these examples. Notice in these examples, the use of "and" in the citation are inside the parentheses. For 3 to 5 authors, you have to name all the 3 during the first citation. Then, use the primary author followed by the word "et al", which means "and authors" for subsequent citations. Take a look at our example. When you use a direct quote with less than 40 words, you are required to include the page number enclosed in a parenthesis. The page number must be preceded by P or PP for multiple pages. Take a look at our example. For reference citation, you have to place the reference list on a new page separate from the text you are writing. Label this page References and align it at the center top of the page. Do not use boldface, underline, or quotation mark for the title. Also have to take note that you need to apply indentation. This simply means the lines following the first line is an entry should be indented from the left margin. Take note also that all text should be double-spaced just like the rest of the paper. Also, you have to follow this sequence in writing the names of the author. You also have to arrange the references in alphabetical order based on the last names of your authors. Do not cut or add something on your title. Capitalized only the first letter of the first word on your title. You also have to italize the titles. And for online sources, make sure to remove the hyperlink of the URL. For print sources, place a period at the end of the end, and you have to put ND for sources with no date. Take a look at this chart for some examples. And that's all for our discussion for today. If you have questions and clarifications regarding the lesson that we discussed for today, you can send it to me through our group chat. And don't forget that you always need to cite your sources. That's all for today. Thank you and have a great day.